Fraction of an amount has come up 100% of the times in the last 4 years in Edexcel and both AQA. So we're going to go through some 1, 2 and 3 mark questions. For 1 mark questions, it's just a case of doing a division. You're normally finding in a unit, fractional unit of an amount. So 48 divided by 3 to find a third would give you the answer. To find an eighth, therefore, we're going to divide the amount by 8. So 72 divided by 8 would give you the answer for that one. And 72 divided by 8 is 9. So they're your 1 mark questions, just finding when the numerator is 1 on the top. Okay, this can also be done with a calculator. If we bring in a calculator in here, look, we can change the of to a times. We spoke about this before in a previous video. An eighth times by 72 will work out an eighth of 72. So replacing that of with the times, putting it straight into your calculator to get the answer. Now, moving on to the 2 mark questions then. The 2 mark questions now require us to find more than the 1 fractional unit. So this time we're looking for 3/4. We always start by finding the 1/4. So find 1/4 of that amount and we divide that by 4. So 180 divided by 4 will give you 1/4. Once you've got 1/4, we can then go on to find 3/4. If 1/4 is 45, 3/4 is 3 lots of that 1/4. 45 times by 3 gives you the answer to that one, 135. So when we go on to finding 2/3 of an amount, we're finding 1/3 to start with. So find the unit fraction to start with, 1/3, 240 divided by 3. And then we can go on to find what 2/3 would be by doubling it. If 1/3 is 80, 2/3 is going to be 160. Worded questions also come into the 2 mark category. So Holly's thinking of a number, 3/4 of her number is 39. This works backwards then. So we're given 3/4. We need to work out what 1/4 would be to start with. So 3/4 is 39. To find 1/4, this time I'm dividing it by 3. We can then go on to find what 4/4 is, which is the whole, which is the original number she's thinking of. So 3/4 is 39. 1/4 would be that divided by 3, which is 13. And then we're timesing it by 4 to work out what the 4/4 are going to be. Now remember, 4/4 is equal to the whole, is equal to the original. So on to the 3 mark questions then. Bring in a few different components of maths. We need to know for this one that difference means subtract. So you're working out the difference between 3/8 of 32 and 2/5 of 40. So find 3/8 of 32, find 2/5 of 40 and subtract them from each other. So to find 3/8, find your 1/8 first. 32 divided by 8 is 4, and then times it by 3 to find what 3/8 is, which is going to be 12. And then find your 2/5 of 40. Start by finding 1/5. So we're doing 40 divided by 5. And then to find your 2/5, you're going to be doubling that answer. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And double that 8 gives me 16. Okay, finally then, this time, another worded question. Work out each component separately. Stan has an income of 2,000, 2/5 on rent, 3/20 on bills, and 1/10 on food. So work out how much that equals, and then work out what's left over. So 2/5 on rent, start by finding your 1/5 again by dividing it by 5, and then double it to find your 2/5. So £800 on rent. 3/20 on bills. Find 1/20 by dividing it by 20. And we're always going back to that original amount, the £2,000. That's the amount we're calculating the amount of. So 1/20 is 100. And 3/20 is going to be 300. Finally, he's spending 1/10 of his income on food. So to find 1/10, we're just dividing the original amount again. It's 1/10 of that 2,000. So do the 2,000 divided by 10. This time, because it's just 1/10, there's no multiplying. So we need to add up the three amounts he's got then. Add up the rent, the £800, the bills, the £300, and the food. Show that addition step. Show your method. That gives me £1,300. So how much is he saved? Well, 2,000 subtract that £1,300 leaves us with the amount he saved, which is £700. Okay, hope that's helped you see the 1, 2, and 3 mark questions on this topic. And as I've said, 100% of the time in the last few years.